So, what is an escape room? Escape rooms are like scavenger hunts in a room. You and your team have 60 minutes to search the room to find any clues, any pieces of puzzles or keys that might help you unlock new things, or complete challenges that will all get you to your end goal. Each room has a different theme and a different goal that you have to complete within that 60 minutes. Usually the goal is to escape. Now the room might not look like much at first, a couple of locks here and there, but as you get going you will find small hidden clues that will help you unlock more and more clues and puzzles. Everything that you need to finish the game is in the room, including tools. It is up to you to find them and figure everything out. So search everywhere you can and share what you find with your team. Sometimes it may take many pieces of a puzzle together before it all makes sense, so stay organized and don't lose anything. Clues are only used once though, so if you've used something and it's helped you progress in the game, you can put that in a discard pile and not worry about it anymore. Taking notes is also a great way to keep miscellaneous information at your fingertips for when you need it. And don't forget, you're a team. This game will take all kinds of brains and different perspectives, so work together and share even the craziest of ideas. After all, we are the crazy people who thought up all this stuff. And if you really can't figure it out, your game master is here to help. There is a hint button in your room to ask for help if you get stuck. Your game master may also provide a little nudge here and there throughout the game if they feel like you just need a little bit of redirection. If you don't want those nudges, please let your game master know. Locks and tools. You will find lots of locks in the room and probably discover more as you go. A tip: notice what types of locks are in the room. Gym locker combination, letter, symbol, etc. That way, when you find the right code, you won't waste time trying to figure out what lock it goes to. For a spin dial combination, turn to the right at least twice to clear the lock, and then stop at the first number. Then turn to the left one full turn, passing the first number and stopping at the second number. Then turn to the right again and stop at the third number. For other combination locks, just make sure you line up the code in the right place. Usually there's a line or a pip or a divot that will help you out. And just like clues, we only use keys once. So after you find the lock that a key opens, leave it in the lock. That way you know the lock is done and I know where to find the key at the end. This lock takes a combination of directions to open: up, down, east, west. To open, squeeze the shackle down twice to clear the lock. Then slide the dial each direction in the combination, guiding the dial back to the center after each direction. Note, it is important not to let the dial bounce past center upon return, so keep a little pressure on the dial with your finger, and then pull the shackle open. This gold lock is a little bit different than other locks you may have found. Go ahead and line up the combination on the bottom like you normally would, and then squeeze the shackle down to release and open the lock. We have several variations of electronic keypads. A word to the wise: they will lock you out and waste valuable time if you enter the wrong code too many times. Some are more forgiving than others. This one requires a two-part combination. The first part is an electronic key. We are evil, so we've probably hidden this inside of an object. And the second part is a code. Start by placing the object over the left side of the keypad. If you have the right object, the keypad will beep at you. Then enter the code and end with a hashtag or £. If you are correct, wonderful things will happen. If you are incorrect, it will beep at you a few times. Start again by placing the object, entering the code, and ending with a hashtag or £. The game will provide any tools that may be necessary, and there is no force ever needed in the game. If you feel like you need to use force or claw something open, you either shouldn't do what you're trying to do, or the game just hasn't given you the proper tool yet. Now, black lights are a really fun tool, and they're great for finding secret messages. If you find a tool like a black light, there should be something that you will need to find with it. There may also be secondary clues that could be found without it, but the black light helps it stand out. Black lights are best used in the dark, and you have control over the light switches in the room. Take your time and don't rush, or you might miss something important. And now for safety. We don't have waivers that you have to sign. We just ask you not to do crazy things in the rooms. We are not tall people, and this is a really old building. No human pyramids are necessary in the room. There is nothing in the ceiling or up high, so if you can't reach it, you don't need to get to it or take it down. On the opposite end of that, there is nothing in the floor or in the heat vents, so no need to tear up the flooring. Most things in the room that players shouldn't move have been secured down. That being said, if an object is not secured, large or heavy, there is no reason to pick it up over your head and hurt yourself. Anything that needs to move will be obvious that it should move. However, no force should be necessary. If it requires more than 2-finger force, you either shouldn't do it or you haven't been given the right tool to do it yet. And lastly, don't be this kid. Our electricity is real, just like that in your home. Playing with or dismantling electrical outlets could hurt you. Sticking keys in them will hurt you too, so don't do that.